This short video is designed to give you some guidelines for discussion post expectations. So, as you've probably seen from the syllabus, discussion posts are a substantial portion of this course and your grade. They're designed to be more than just a display of your knowledge. Discussions are a form of learning, as you shall see as the presentation unfolds. So discussion posts have two parts. The first part is the initial post responding to the provoking question. That's where the conversation starts. The second part is the response to those posts, and you will be required to respond to two of your classmates. Applications, analysis, and evaluation of the content being discussed. So in the first part of your discussion posts, you will be using critical thinking to write and create the post. So this is a graduate level course. So the expectation is that you work in a critical thinking level. We are not writing to regurgitate. We are not writing to just put something on the paper. Our goal here should be to analyze, synthesize what we are learning. So you're taking information, compiling it, adding other resources, and then moving forward. For example, you may read in the metrics for managers and find some matrix that are very valid for your project. But in your other readings, you may come upon matrix that are even better, or maybe when added to those baseline matrix, provide a better picture. And this is an example of that analysis and synthesis. So considering our Bloom's levels of learning, Bloom was actually a researcher in adult learning, and he talks about the levels of learning. And as you can see, analysis, evaluation, create, those are graduate level, and they are at the top of the pyramid. So I'm going to encourage you to read an article I'm attaching. It's called Innovative Methods. It can give you some more ideas on how to use Bloom's levels to enhance your writing. The second part of your initial post is supporting your critical thinking with two credible resources. This slide outlines credible versus non-credible resources. So you may want to screenshot it, use it throughout the rest of this class, and possibly even as you finish up your program. So let's start by looking at the best, which is peer-reviewed journal articles. These are academic quality articles, and they are of the highest quality. Now, if you're wondering where can you find these articles, your AU library, the online library, is your best source. So if you have not ventured into the library, it's time to go start looking around, learning how to use it. They're also in high quality journals, and if you would like a list of the HR journals that do have these type of articles, let me know and I can help you out with that. Good resources are an example of the book we're using in this course, Hard Facts. Good resources are books that are supported by high quality articles and high quality research. So a credible book would be supported by evidence and lots of resources, all considered higher quality. When you think about good resources, of course, dissertations come to mind. And yes, dissertations can be used, but I would like to suggest that rather than reference the dissertation itself, go to the initial source. Use the dissertation to help you find additional references and high quality references for your work. Professional associations such as HRAM also are good resources. They're not necessarily the best. The best are always peer-reviewed academic articles, but these resources from HRAM and other professional organizations are good and okay for this program. Questionable articles. These are the ones with no author, they haven't been peer-reviewed, They don't have any kind of high quality references. If it's an article that is a quick fix, I would encourage you to question whether it's valid. When companies are putting articles out there to sell something, the organization is more focused on the selling than the quality and the balanced view of the article. So in this course, I'm going to recommend, and actually in the whole program, that you do not use blogs. Blogs are not a good source. Use them to find the original source that the blog was created from. And then finally, Wikipedia. Wikipedia is never a good reference. Quoting Wikipedia is not a good source. Now, you may be able to find some good sources by looking at Wikipedia, but do not quote Wikipedia. Other online sources that are possible references are government websites or HRAM. Not always as good on papers, but in your discussion post, they may add to the information that you can provide for your resources. The second part of your discussion post is the response to your classmates' applications, analysis, and evaluation of their content. It just seems like feedback, our minds always take us to that negative view, what needs to be fixed, what is not right, what could be improved. And so for this course, what I'd like to see is that we get rid of that negative eye for feedback, and let's get into the habit of being curious, reflective, inquiring, and elevating the conversation, trying to bring new ideas, providing recommendations, and using the RISE feedback model to support this. So I want to challenge you, when you were providing feedback to your classmates on discussion boards, to focus on how you can be curious, how you can suggest high quality recommendations having to do with relevance or significance, depth or detail. And whatever it is that you want to provide, then elevate the conversation and bring it to a higher level. I think if we use the RISE model, we'll be doing a better service to the people that are here in our class. And if you take it beyond the class, you'll be finding that you will be working better with not only those that you work with, but family members and friends. So hopefully this clarifies the expectations for discussion post. Just to summarize, you have an initial post and it needs to be critically written with 2 credible resources. And then in your response, use the RISE model to elevate the conversation and, if appropriate, add references.